This is Nelson Ranch. So currently the racing carnival is going on. It's one more day left. The 2.5 anniversary sale. There's one more day, one last day to go. So for those of you who haven't bought the things that you need, do buy them. It's kind of expensive, but you definitely want this. You can also buy with friend points as well. I'm not bothering to buy these because I've got 1574 of them. So, but yeah, everything else I bought. The carnival points, there's a little bit left over. I've managed to exchange everything. Okay, so what I want to talk about is the up and coming. Well, it's not showing up. The the up and coming champions meeting. So the champions meeting is the 2400 meters, and it's going to take place in France. It's this one here. The prize of the Arc de Triomphe prize or race, the Arc de Triomphe race. Anyway, it's 2400 meters. I think most people already know this, but this is the one where the acceleration skill that El Condor Pasa gives, the new card, hits right on the money. The new El Condor Pasa card that people got from the 2.5 anniversary. Just this one here. So it's this skill here on the top. Now this skill only applies for leaders and betweeners, but this is a race course in which the imminent shadow that now this new Hishi Amazon card provides, this one here, will also be right on the money as well. So that basically means acceleration can be characters that are leaders, betweeners, and chasers can all have good acceleration of at least 4000, and runners automatically have 2000 from Seigun Sky inherits, and another 500 or 1000, I forget which, from the Kitasan Black's New Year's outfit. It's the white outfit, so I actually call her Kitasan White. So basically all the types of characters have a good chance of winning. So you can be a runner, a leader, betweener, or a chaser. Now, from what I can tell, it seems like leaders have an advantage, but when the race actually happens, when somebody who is a betweener or a chaser is in the right spot, then they're likelier to win. The reason why is because El Kondo Pasa skill only applies to characters from 1st to 6th place. So you need to be in from 1st to 6th. And if you are a betweener or a chaser and you're in 7, 8, 9, then the odds of you being able to win is actually kind of low. And if you got people who are sending out runners and leaders, then it's going to be kind of hard for betweeners and chasers to actually get into that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slot for this skill to pop. Chasers don't have this problem. Chasers can basically accelerate no matter where they are, so they could be at 9th place. But when you accelerate from 9th place, you are really far behind. So ideally, you do want to accelerate from 5th place or above, but 6th place at the very least. So there's a lot of different ways to think about this. It's like, for example, right? If you send out 2 runners and a leader, if you yourself send out 2 runners and a leader, then 3 slots in the 1, 2, 3 4, 5, 6 is already taken up, and if your two opponents are sending out, you know, 2 betweeners and 1 leader, and you know, the chaser, betweener, and leader, then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots are all taken up by leaders, and there's only 1 slot open for a betweener or chaser to get into that 6th spot, and you know, the odds of you winning is much higher in that case. Conversely, you could say, well, screw that, you know, the odds of runners actually winning in this is kind of low, so I'm actually going to go with all 3 who are betweeners and chasers, and that way, if just one person, if just there's one character that's, you know, a betweener or a chaser that the 2 others players send out, then, you know, there's a shot that I can be in the 6, 7, 8, 9. I could be in that 6th place position, and one of my characters will make it, and then I'll have a good chance of winning. So I don't know. I mean, it really depends. I'm basically of the opinion at this point that you should just send out characters that you like, because pretty much most characters are going to have a good chance of winning. So you should just send out characters that you like, and, you know, and pray and hope for the best. The other skill that people are talking about is the skill Salios. That's the skill that the Sirius Symboli provides. I actually don't have Sirius Symboli, so I'll have to go here. Salios is here it is. This skill here, and this skill basically pops right at the moment that the acceleration starts. So this is right on the money, and you have to be anywhere between 3rd place to 5th place. And if you are in popularity 1, 2, or 3, then the acceleration that you get, even when you inherit this, is 3,000 acceleration. If you use Sirius Symboli herself, then if you're in 3rd to 5th place, and if you're in, you know, popularity 1, 2, 3, you get, I think, 5,000 acceleration. So it's really good. If you are not in the popularity 1, 2, 3, then the acceleration you get, I think, is like 700 if it's an inherit, and if you're Sirius Symboli yourself, then I think it's only 1,000 that you get. So it's actually pretty bad. You want to be in 1, 2, 3 position. So how do you get into that popularity of 1, 2, 3? Well, to get at that popularity of 1, 2, 3, you want high guts and high intelligence. If you have high guts and high intelligence, there's a good chance that you can be in popularity 1, 2, 3. So this is the reason why a lot of people are saying that for this championship meeting, people should be aiming for a stat something like 1,600, 1,200, 1,200, 1,200, 1,200. Which I can kind of understand, because you're basically going to rely on the acceleration skills to proc, and the acceleration skills will actually push your character to go forward. Now, in the long distance League of Heroes that we had last month, one thing I found interesting was that if you have high enough power, you basically have a permanent acceleration skill going on, an acceleration skill that's on permanently, essentially. So I think it's actually viable to have a character that's like 1,600, 1,200, 1,500. 1,500 is the max that you can get in this scenario, and, you know, low guts of like, you know, 700, 800, and 1,200 intelligence, and you basically rely on you do rely on the skills, but you're relying also on your own power to actually propel you forward. Personally, I don't know which is better. I really don't know whether having Salios and high popularity 1, 2, 3, and therefore having high guts is going to be better, or if high power is going to be better. In the League of Heroes, I personally felt that high power was better. And because in the League of Heroes the high power was better, I'm more, for this championship meeting, I'm actually willing to give a high power character a try. So I'm actually not going to focus on increasing my guts, and I'm actually going to focus on increasing my power so that my power is something akin to like over 1400. So I have actually started to work on this, and right now I have two characters that I think can that fit the bill. So one character is my Tamamo Cross as usual, and I have power 1300. Now power 1300 is not power 1500, but she has Turf S, Grass S, and so that actually gets her power to over 1400 because of the Grass S, and so I'm actually going to stick with this Tamamo Cross even though her guts is kind of low, and so her popularity is not going to be high despite the fact that I have Celios. So I don't really worry too much about Celios. I'm basically banking on the fact that she has a high enough power that she can accelerate, and so she should be able to win even if she's in like 7th place. But if you're in 7th place, the odds of winning is really low. But she can still come in from back. The other character that I raised is this Symboli Rudolph. She only has power 1420, but she has this skill, which raises speed and power by 80, and so that's effectively 1500. And so this Symboli Rudolph is the autumn version of Symboli Rudolph, and so I'm probably going to give this Symboli Rudolph a try. This has only stamina 1130, but this actually raises stamina by 60, so that's actually 1190, and then when you run the championship meeting at peak condition, the 1190 will translate to being over 1200, and I get a boost to stamina. And if you're over stamina 1200, you get a small boost to speed. So I'm not looking for the boost for speed from guts, I'm looking for a boost for speed from stamina and acceleration from power. The intelligence is a bit low, so I might continue to work on Symboli Rudolph. But so there you go. Characters that are going to be strong in this is going to be characters like TM Opero. This is still UF9, so this is still work in progress. But TM Opero has Speedstar, which basically transforms into this skill, this evolve skill, and this evolve skill is very powerful. This pretty much guarantees that you will enter the acceleration phase at a heightened speed, and because you're entering the acceleration phase at a heightened speed, TM Opero can then jump forward and accelerate a lot faster than other characters. So this is a TM Opero that uses this. It's part of the reason why the intelligence is not as high. If I used here Major Ramon, then it's actually pretty easy to hit 1200, but when you don't use Major Ramon, it's kind of rough. So here I actually use this Power Brian to actually increase my power. And she just didn't come enough times in intelligence, so that didn't go. But next, if I were to work on Symboli Rudolph, it would be 1600, 1200, 1500, 800, 1200. That's what I would be looking at working on. Anyway, so these are two characters that are candidates for running the thing. I might do TM Opero. The other candidate that I might do is a Chaser. So I was initially thinking of doing Autumn Inari, but Autumn Inari has only one evolve skill that's applicable, because the other evolve skill is for long races. So I can't use Autumn. I mean, I can use Autumn Inari, but she'll be weaker compared to other characters. So I might use Mr. CB if I'm doing a Chaser. I might do another leader, right? If I do another leader, then there's a good chance that I might use this TM Opero, or if it's another leader or chase betweener, then I might do Narita Brian. This Narita Brian, I think, is a leader or a chaser. A leader or a betweener. I forget which, but she's. One Brian was a leader and one Brian was a betweener, and I'm not happy with either. So this is another Brian that's got high power, but this Brian does not have the gold skill here, so so yeah. very problematic for multiple reasons. This one I think was a betweener, but actually she could go as either. I got this even, so you know. Such is life. Anyway, I don't want to, waste too much time because people are busy. But I do want to say that this is a interesting mid-distance championship meeting because you can pretty much send out any character that you'd want. Most characters are going to be viable, so just make sure to get the right acceleration skills, and you're going to be set. And the last thing that I want to mention is that I've been pulling the gachas, but I haven't been pulling this one. I've been pulling only like the daily gachas. But because I've been pulling the daily gachas for a long time, I've actually, the support card situation hasn't changed, but I have gotten new characters. So I actually did manage to pull Narita Top Road here. I did manage to pull Hoko Tarumai. I did manage to pull Katsuragi Ace, and I did manage to pull what's her face, Marvelous Sunday. And I think the summer version of Tosin Jordan is relatively new, so I'm actually quite happy with the results here. I got like a whole bunch of new characters that I previously did not have. So, and the daily legend race, I'm slowly adding up so that I need only 14 more pieces for Shiakebono. So this character will be open. 14 more pieces. And 25 more pieces for Fine Motion, character I didn't have before. So there you go. If you just keep at it, slow but steady, you'll get there. So there you go. I really don't know who I'm going to use the ticket on. I could use the ticket on Sirius Symboli, but I still haven't even used the second anniversary tickets. And I'm actually like thinking about the possibility of using the tickets on these kinds of alternate outfit characters, because it's going to be rare to get the alternate. It's going to be harder to get the alternate outfit characters. So then, why don't I pull for this Machikane Fukukitaru? Because right now we have the Machikane Fukukitaru thing in the gacha here. So this is a alternate outfit Gold City. Fine Motion, Harurara, and I think towards the end I can get the alternate outfit Narita Bryan. But yeah, so I mean I could also pull the gacha for this, but I haven't pulled the gacha for this because I already have Saturn Diamond, I have Kitasan Black, I have Seigun Sky, and I have Mountain Cafe. So that basically means I'm aiming for these 4 characters that I don't have, and 50% is not high enough that I'm willing to pull the gacha. And so my jewels have actually kind of added up over time. But there you go. Alright, it's almost 20 minutes now. I'm gonna stop, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This is just ramblings on about the upcoming championship meeting and the fact that it's a championship meeting in which most characters are viable, and that there are 2 main strategies. One is to raise guts and have high popularity for Celios from 3 to 5, and combine that with 1 to 6 of the skill that Kondo Pasa gives, and you'll have enough acceleration. Versus, you don't rely on the skill so much, you rely more on power, and you're aiming for 1500 power. You're aiming for anything over 1400 power, basically. So there you go. Alright, enough chit chat. I will see you guys around. Take it easy. Bye bye.